Welcome back to Border Operators. Today we got the defenders on Border, and the best and worst we are to find out very shortly, so you get the point. Alibi Border, Alibi Border is very spicy. There's a lot of spots where you can set them up where it's very difficult to shoot the base. I'm just going to throw her in the S tier. Run and gun on this map is pretty prevalent, and the Alibi Prismas are going to be very useful. Bailiff, Shield, she's got the whole package. She's going to be S tier. On Border, Alibi, smoking hot on Border, smoking hot. Aruni on Border is going to be pretty good. She's good on the ventilation site. She's good on the teller site for like the teller's window, just so it's more difficult to drone. They have to burn it first to drone. On Armory site, she's going to be pretty good too, just like Armory door, or to hold like the CCTV is a really good way to play her on that. I think Aruni's S tier on this map. I think she's also S tier, also very strong. And we got Azami next, so we're just fucking piling up the beast ops right off the rip. Azami on Border, even better than Aruni. I think Alibi is still better just because she does have that 1.5 sight, and the MX4 Storm is one of the best guns, but Azami's up there as well. A lot of spots where you can just set up, bunker down, confuse, annihilate, clap. 3 S tier operators right off the rip. There you go. If you want to know who's good, you got 3 options already. Bandit on Border is actually not too bad. On the armory wall especially, it's all like bricks there, or like cement, whatever it's called. Cement, that's the word. So you can't actually nade them through the floor. You can nade them through the door, but if you combo this up with like a Jager or a Wamai or both even, or a Aruni as well, then you can make it very difficult to actually nade the bandits off the wall. So not only can you trick, but you can just put them down. Unless they're bringing Cali, then you should probably trick so that they can't open the wall. I think bandit's honestly like a B tier op on this map, like a pretty good pick. Cade is typically still going to be probably better in most situations, but not bad. MP7 and C4 is going to go hard on this map as well. Again, bit of a run and gun map. You can even run the M870 if you want, but Bandit's going to be like B tier. Castle on Border. This is one of Castle's best map. I think Castle's A tier on this map. I can't really put him S tier just because he still has the ump, but there's a lot of very, very strong Castle strats you can run on this map on literally every site. He's going to be good on every site, and especially if they're not using Sledge, like bust out the castle. But that being said, if they are playing Sledge and they are just breaking open all your castles instantly, he's probably not going to be like the greatest option. Cav on Border, there is a lot of good hiding spots. I will give her that. Besides that, though, not amazing. I'd say like D tier. Like usually Cav's going to be F tier, but I think slightly better on Border, so it's enough to bump her up a tier, I think. Clash on Border isn't going to be the greatest, isn't going to be the worst, but no, yeah, she is going to be the worst. A lot of crossfires you can establish. It's pretty easy to take out a Clash on this map because there is a lot of windows and just a lot of areas where you can cut her off from. That being said, I think she can be like half decent on the bathroom site. If you reinforce like the bathroom walls and play her in that hallway, I guess she could be okay. F tier. You don't really need Clash on Border. You probably just want someone with a gun. Like Doc. Doc has a gun, but unfortunately his utility is all still garbage. So Doc is actually going to be worse than Clash still. He does have a gun, but that's about it. If you want heals, if you want health for your team, just bring Thunderbird. She is infinitely better and has a better weapon. Even though she doesn't have the 1.5, the weapon is much stronger. Echo on Border is pretty good. There is some good spots you can set up echo cams. You can combo the echo cams with like nitro cells through the floor because like pretty much everything is soft on this map. You're probably not going to use the echo cams to deny a plant. The chances are you probably want to use them more aggressively to get kills for your team. This is a fairly kill heavy map, so using the echo cams to get kills is a pretty good option. I think Echo's like a B tier on this set map. Pretty decent, okay pick. So there you go. Ella on Border is much weaker than she is on other maps, I would say. The Scorpion isn't going to be like the greatest option, I don't think. You could run the shotgun, I guess, if you wanted, but you don't really need the Ella mines. I think just Melusi is just a better option than Ella here. I think she's honestly like D tier with Cav, like slightly better than Cav, I guess you could say, but the Ella mines aren't doing much for you on this map. Frost Border, pretty good on the basement sites. On Armory site, not quite as good, but like okay on the basement sites. I think she's like probably maybe slightly better than Echo just because, I don't know, she has the secondary shotgun, I guess. I just feel like Frost is slightly better than Echo on this map because you don't have to actively like use her util. With her as Echo, you have to actively be on those cameras and use those cameras. So middle B tier, not the greatest, not the worst. Goyo Border is pretty solid. One of the better maps for Goyo, I would say. You can definitely stall time. The only real difficult part about that is time isn't like the problem on this map. The nice part about Goyo is you can set one up like by the archives door, and if you feel like they're probably going to set up for a plant there, you just shoot that, let your team get the time to rotate back to site. Also good on the teller's window, also going to be good on the armory door for the push-in armory. Honestly, after talking about him a bit, I've kind of changed my mind, and I think it's like top B, like pretty good op. Maybe, you know what? Fuck it. Let's put him in A tier. Low A tier operator Goyo. Congrats, Goyo. Good map for Goyo, I'd say. Jager on border is... I don't think he's necessary, though. I think you can get away without playing a Jager on this map. On the tellers, you could put one like on teller's window. Armory, you could put one like armory door, maybe for your shield. But most of the stuff's getting destroyed through the floor on this map because it is so vertical heavy, at least in the higher ranks, that is. I think Jager's finally not S tier, and maybe even worse than Castle on this map. Castle is very, very good. Jager is okay, but not necessary. It is still Jager, so of course, throwing down the ADS isn't going to hurt your team. It is going to slightly help your team. But most of the time, I think you just don't need him, but he's still going to be a good pick. Cade on border is a very good pick. There's a lot you can do. Really, the only site you don't need him is like the ventilation site. Custom site, you can do the tension wall. Armory site, you can do the armory wall and the office wall. Teller site, you can get the hatches. It's going to be very good. I think Cade's like an A tier op on this map. Probably a bit better than Jager. Right over here, top A. But I still think Castle's better. Castle, OP. Castle, the best. But not really. He's A tier. Okay, Kapkan. Kapkan border. Fucking love this one. Kapkan on border. So fun and very strong. A lot of just really good spots to put them. And because the map's small, it's aggressive. You have the 1.5 gun. Oh, dude, he's S tier. He's got to be S tier. He's got to be above Aruni here, which is a very high rating for Kapkan. You might disagree. Let me know what you think in comments. But I think Kapkan on this map, fucking beast mode, baby, beast mode. Lesion on border is also going to be very good. There is a lot of entrances. On the basement plates especially, you're probably roaming the entire map. You want to be contesting pretty much everything on this, and the Legion is going to give you the information to do that, knowing if people are coming in the back, wherever they're trying to do. Legion's going to be a very good pick, probably right here behind Aruni. But I would say S tier, yeah, S tier op. Maestro border is pretty strong. For the armory side, I think is probably his best site. Ventilation site is a close second. Tellers, there's also some good cams you can do just for information purposes. Now, you probably won't use the Evil Eyes to shock very much. Maybe you're shooting a couple drones. That's about it. And they're probably going to take them out eventually if they are smart. I would say Maestro on this map is probably like a top B tier option. Not quite A, but pretty good. Pretty good. Melusi's going to be S tier. I've brought up Melusi already when I was talking about Ella. But where in the S tier is she? Very good for just like stalling those entrances, giving you information on those entrances, and making it tough for them to push in without clearing them ahead of time. I think Lesion is still a better option though, just because Lesion, you can expand your information across so many different places, which is the only reason I have Lesion above her. I think I'm actually gonna move Melusi into the top of A. Still better than Castle though, so Castle has been defeated yet again. Mira on border is a good pick. She's gonna be good on the armory site. No, Mira's not that good actually. Really the only good way to play Mira on this map, in my opinion, is setting it up in the CC box area and opening up the break wall so you can see into the 90 hall and you can see into break for if they're pushing into that area. Very easy native. Honestly, like not the best map for Mira. I think Mira is probably below Goyo, I would say. I think Mira is probably like low A. This is a weak map for her. Mozzie on border, very strong. You're getting rid of info while gaining info. And if you can hack a drone, it makes for very easy C4s through the floor, which you can do on your own because Mozzie has a C4. What do you know? I think Mozzie S tier. Roni 1.5, absolute beast. Contesting entrances, very easy with Mozzie. Very good op on this map. I think probably above Aruni, but yeah, Mozzie's very strong on this. Mutes, also very strong if you are using the mute jammers to deny drones. You could play him honestly the same way as Mozzie if you just want to run the MP5K, if you already have the shotgun for sight, or you could just play him on sight. I think mute's pretty good. I still think Mozzie's better for some reason though, which is strange because typically mute's better than Mozzie. I think mute is top of A above Melusi. Can I do him that dirt? No, I'm gonna put him S tier. I'm putting him S tier. Yeah, I'm putting him here. I'm putting him here. I don't know. I've kind of fallen in love with the Roni lately, so I might be a little biased. Let me know where you think Mute should go, because I'm not like 100% on this one, but I think he is S tier. Maybe top A. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Oryx on border is S tier. The question is, how S tier is he? So many hatches that for the basement sites, you can jump up any hatch and hit a beautiful flank, and the chance of them having info is low because it's hard to just cover all those areas in info. This is why Zero is honestly a good operator, because if those hatches are open, you know they're running Oryx, it's tough for the Oryx to flank without getting spotted. I think Oryx is probably even better than Mozzie, but Kapkan I still think is a stronger pick. So Fourth in line, we have Oryx, very solid operator on border. Pulse on border is pretty good. I just think running these aggressive, gun-heavy defenders is usually a better option than bringing the Pulse. But if you're trying to play it strategic, trying to go for nitros underneath, whether you're on the army site or one of the basement sites and you're roaming top floor and you're helping the roamers via the Pulse scanner, he can be very strong. I think Pulse is an A-tier pick on this map. I think he's A-tier. I think he is slightly worse, maybe slightly better than Jager. Slightly better than Jager, middle A tier. This is the highest Pulse rating we've had so far, but he is really going to be good on every site. And the opportunity to nitro people from below is not only going to give you free kills, but scare the attackers into where they're actually standing. If they're standing on soft floor, they're going to be like, fuck, I don't want to get nitroed by a Pulse. Pulse is an ever lurking threat in an attacker's mind, and he's very good on border. Rook on border, though, unnecessary, but there's definitely some longer angles you could make. You can play him in office, open up the break wall, watch the walk into CCTV. That's like one example of what you could do, but I really just think he's unnecessary and still going to be pretty bad. I think he's a better pick than Doc and Clash on this map. We put him top of F. Congratulations, you beat 2 operators, I guess. Smoke on border's got to be S tier. It's just a matter of where. I think he's probably above Azami here. I still think Alibi is a better pick than Smoke. I think Alibi is just fucking owns this map. Alibi fucking runs border, okay? Smoke, seriously amazing operator. Those smoke grenades are just going to allow you to make so many plays. The shotgun for site setup and for just close range fights, which you can get on border. Plus an SMG-11 and a shield. Really just a lot of opportunity to do things right with Smoke. He's going to be second S tier. Smoke's a beast. Tachanka on border, you can't make... Okay, I have a gripe, or is it gripe? I don't know, whatever the word is. I have one of those with Tachanka because people think you can just replace Smoke with Tachanka. You can't. The Smoke's block line of sight, so the Tachanka fires don't. You're so exposed with the launcher in your hand. The fire on Tachanka is just ass, okay? I don't care who you are, it's ass. Unless, like, very niche situations, it can be okay. Tachanka is ass. He's going to be still ass on border. I think picking any of these operators over Tachanka is completely valid. He's going to be in C tier. I don't care. Sure, you can set up site. He does have a shield, but his gun is ass. His utility's ass. He's just ass, okay? But I can't do him as dirty as putting him in the D tier. How about Thorn? Thorn on border. Again, information traps are going to be pretty good on this map. I just think Thorn... You know, honestly, not bad. Honestly, not bad. Not amazing. The Thorn traps are similar to the Elemines in that they're like probably not going to do too much. I think Thorn is probably up here like with Frost kind of thing, but I think Frost is still a better pick. Yeah, I think like lower B tier, maybe below Echo, maybe above. I don't know. Let me know what you think about Thorn, because Thorn's usually like a hit or miss for me, and it really just depends on the day whether I like Thorn or not, I feel like. Thunderbird on border is very good. I don't think she's S tier, but she is very good, if that makes sense. I think she's probably above Pulse. The heals are way better than Doc, so if you do want the heals again, bring Thunderbird, not Doc. Spear's a beast. Nitro Cell, very nice. And those heals usually are going to be effective just because it is aggressive. There was a lot of gunfights going on. She's going to be a good pick. Valk on border is also very good for different reasons. It does help your team get super aggressive, make a lot of plays. Better than Kapkan for sure. You could probably argue better than Smoker or Azami. A lot of times your teammates just don't watch cams or don't know how to actually use the cams to allow your team to make plays. If you're using those cameras, try to guide your teammates into making good plays. Don't like backseat gain them entirely, but let them know where the information's at and a play they could make or something they could do to actually capitalize on that information if you see that they're not. Vigil on border is also pretty good. This is a heavily top-sided tier list, if you can't tell. It can be hard to hunt them down. If they do have the Jackal, you're probably getting clapped though, unfortunately. That being said, there is a lot of crossfires. You can't really slip away too often unless you're like dropping the hatch. But he is going to be like A tier, I think. Not completely amazing, but like middle A tier, good operator. You can't really go wrong with picking Vigil unless they're bringing Jackal. Wamai on border isn't going to be like crazy useful. Once again, I don't think you need like the counter grenade because most of them are coming through the floor anyway on you, or they should be at least if you're playing the map in a good way. This one's tough for me. I think A tier again. Like Wamai and Jager have been S tier every time so far, but A tier Wamai. I think Goyo's better than these guys. We're gonna put them there. This hurts. I'm gonna move Mira into B tier actually. Mira's been downgraded. Jager Wamai is seriously taking a hit on this one. Wamai's still going to be better than Jager. You can use him on the fly. You can go around. He has the proxies. I mean, barbed wire is kind of the same thing anyway, but they're kind of hand in hand. They're both like weaker on this map, which is the way she goes. Warden on border is actually going to be pretty good because there is a bit of smoke play, and Ying play and flashbang play. I think Warden is like C tier on this map. I would pick Warden over Cav. I'd pick Warden over Tachanka even. Not the worst, not the best. So there you have it, guys. My very top heavy border tier list for the defenders. If you haven't already, go watch the attackers. I uploaded it yesterday. Let me know what you think of this tier list and enjoy your evening or morning or afternoon or week or month or your mom's homemade dinner. Bye, guys.